Hello, hello. Welcome back to my space. I hope you are doing well. So, there was a reading that I did yesterday and I intended to post it today. First of all, because it was kind of long, 50 minutes, and it's a deep reading, so I thought it was great for Sunday. But somehow it was posted, in all my misorganization with the videos. So it was posted yesterday. So if you haven't seen it, I might encourage you to see it because it's a deep one. I feel that it's a deep one. I think that it brings a lot of understanding. Anyway, next to the title, it's written healing, so it might guide you there. But it's kind of intense, I feel, right? A good intense, but still intense. So, just so you know, right? It was truly. I finished the reading and I said this is a Sunday reading, right? But it was posted on Saturday. Doesn't matter. Anyway, let's see what we are getting here. Now, to be honest, I hope for something a little bit lighter, even though it is Sunday. But let's see. Let's get into it. What are the messages for the collective? Let's see what we are getting. The Three of Pentacles. Co-working, asking for advice to friends. Ooh, the Five of Cups. Grieving relationships. Feeling sad, depressed. This is in the second position, so it's other people. Sad, depressed, and the main subject here we are talking about someone working with other people. You might have been working with, it doesn't mean that it was truly work, right? But it might mean people that you took in consideration, people that you went towards if you needed some kind of advice, something like that. Three, driving energy. The Two of Swords. I wanted a light reading, right? So, with the Two of Swords, we are talking about being in a stalemate position, being confused, feeling things intuitively, but being blindfolded in some kind of way, not being able to make a decision because all you have is your intuition and you might feel the need to have more. We might also be talking about someone avoiding some kind of truth. Let's see here for the Sun in reverse. This is the foundation, and the foundation, yeah, we might be talking here about a connection that you might have or somebody else. I truly feel here, people that you go to if you want some kind of advice. Okay. The path shift, the change. The Page of Swords in reverse. The Two of Wands in reverse. Bad planning, false information, stalking, okay, so listen, we are talking here about someone who is we had a reading where I had the Three of Pentacles and the Three of Cups coming up together, right? Involving a lot of people. I kind of feel that this might be a continuation to this reading. You don't have to have seen the reading in order to understand this one. But it feels here that somebody thought that they had people working with them. And as said, it doesn't have to be work. It can be friends, it can be family, it can be whoever. But in fact, it was not the case. They realized, and this is the path shift here, they realized that in fact, somebody was working, somebody or somebodies working against them. They didn't want to get something here. It was about confusing them. This is what it was. They should have done their research. This is also what I feel here. Okay, so let's see. Let's get a little bit more information about all of this. What deck? I feel like using the classic tarot. This one? No, this one. I will use this one. Okay. Just a reminder, this is a collective reading, which means that it is a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please, take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't take on yourself a story that is not yours. If I'm talking about masculines or feminines, I'm not especially talking about the gender. I'm talking about the energy of the card. So please apply it however it applies. And this reading can be past, present, or future. So let's see here what we are getting for this Three of Pentacles. It feels like somebody realizes that they are surrounded by people who don't want their good. They don't want their good. Okay, maybe they are rethinking who they are asking advice for, who they are asking advice to. There is here the grievance in relationships. Okay, let's see. The Three of Pentacles. Yeah, it feels that we are talking here about someone who's surrounded by people who are just making their life more difficult. And it kind of feels that there is some kind of imbalance in authority. So, is there a financial dependence? Might be. We might be also talking about someone who might feel weak because they are... I feel here some kind of toxic admiration, right? They might admire someone because they are successful, because they have some kind of status. And I truly feel that they might have misread this person. We have the Nine of Swords here. This is nightmares, anguish, fear. And here, this is the conditional relationship, right? And with the Three of Pentacles, there is this element of going and asking for advice to someone because you trust them. On the image, what we see, it is apprentices going to their master. Let's say that you are an artist and you are going to your teacher, your art teacher, right? And so you think that they will guide you the best way possible. But it's not what's happening here, right? It's not what's happening here. In fact, the person that they are turning to in order to get some kind of support, advice, all those kind of things, the intention is not good. And I truly feel that this person might have been stressed out, thinking that they were the problem when in fact somebody was trying to keep them small. They were trying to keep them dependent on them. Okay, let's see if you can see all the cards. You can, and I can move this here. Okay. Let's see, let's get a little bit more here. The Three of Pentacles. Closing a cycle. Okay, it feels that this person is awakening to that. They understand that. They understand here that somebody that they have considered as a trustworthy person, somebody that they can go to if they have some kind of issue, kind of feel that they understand now. Okay. Tell me something more here about this Three of Pentacles. Yeah, they understand that this person was blocking them. They was confusing them. It was not about giving them the right direction. It was about maintaining some kind of authority over them, having them being dependent on them. Yeah, it kind of feels that we are talking about someone here who might be awakening to the fact that they were dealing with somebody driven by their own shadows, right? Wanting to have control, authority. We might be talking about you, we might be talking about somebody else, right? Okay, let's see here the Five of Cups, what we are getting. There is a card here. The High Priestess in reverse, yeah. Again, what I'm getting here, it is somebody who is pretending to have some kind of knowledge, right? Higher knowledge, when in fact it's not the case. It's somebody who's hiding who they truly are. Yeah, they are only creating burdens. They are only creating burdens, but I truly feel here, you know, the image that comes in my mind, for example, right? It is someone, just an example, right? Who discovered on the socials, let's say the toxic masculinity, right? Date, all those kind of things. And so they watched so many videos about it, right? That they are totally in this mindset. They are not thinking for themselves anymore, right? And so they are truly all the time, whatever they are doing, they are trying to think, what would this person do? But like, the person that they are listening to is not someone that they should listen to. The High Priestess in reverse, it is not someone that wants them elevated. It's not someone that wants to see them succeed, independent. They don't want independence. They want this person to stay feeling dependent on them. Yeah, there is here some kind of burden now, because maybe because they have listened to this person, they have to grieve something here. And I feel that they need to grieve more than just this person or this environment that they thought that they could count on. Yeah, we have here the burden. Okay. Tell me here the Five of Cups. The Page of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, there is no manifestation, but it's because they wasn't supposed to be. I'm saying they wasn't supposed to be because the person that they turned to in order to get some kind of support, they were all the time just thinking about keeping this person stuck. So this is what I'm saying, it wasn't supposed to be. Yeah, because I feel that they feel burdened now that they didn't invest the right way in someone. Okay. Yeah, they should have been more careful. I have everything here telling me they should have been more careful. With the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Chariot in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse. The major arcana that we have here is the Sun in reverse, right? So this person, I feel a lot of confusion. Somebody losing themselves under the influence of a toxic environment. Okay, tell me here, the Two of Swords. This screams to me fear-mongering. Once again, we have this Three of Pentacles. You see what I explained to you? This is kind of the master and two students going. You see, like they are sculptors, that they are going and asking, like, help, guidance, right? This is the card. So, with the Two of Swords, it truly feels, you know, it's like a situation where it's obvious that this person needs to go and have a let's say we are talking about two friends, right? And one friend is divorced. And the person that we are talking about here is in a relationship, but under the influence of this person who is just going through a divorce, and they might be very angry, bitter, resentful, but the reaction that they have, it is judging every person of this gender, or blaming the marriage itself, the relationship itself, right? And so they are all the time talking to this friend who is in a relationship, and it's a good relationship. And when this friend who is in a relationship and they have some kind of issue, they are going to this person, not very intelligent, but it's their friend, right? So I guess they trust them, and they are telling, listen, I have this issue, I don't know what to do, what do you advise me? And so the person that is very hurt and going through a divorce says, don't do anything. If you are doing something, at the end of the day, you will see it will turn against you, so you shouldn't do that. Don't do anything. You are right, this person is wrong. You know, giving the worst advice possible. Yeah, and the person should have been attentive to where this person was coming from when they were saying whatever they were saying. They were not coming from a clean place. They were coming from a hurt place. And even worse, maybe, you know, sometimes when someone is suddenly divorced, so they want to have their buddies with them, partying with them. So they would be kind of happy if the other relationships are falling, right? Okay, yeah, so it truly feels here that the confusion that there is here with these Two of Swords comes from asking advice from people around them that are not in a good mindset, right? Okay, let's get a little bit more information about these Two of Swords. Can we know what was hidden, what was unseen? Yeah, that this person wanted to end something. The Death in reverse. Yeah, what this person didn't see, it is that they should stop, put a total ending maybe to this connection, because this connection was just stressing them out here, or that this person wanted some kind of total ending. This is what should have been seen. The Sun and the King of Cups, and what's happening here, right? With the Two of Swords, I told you there is something about having the information, but not seeing it. Maybe because you don't want to see it. Because if you see it, then it means that you will have to do something, right? Like it is like accepting that you are in an abusive relationship, if you accept the fact that you are in an abusive relationship, then it kind of forces you to make changes in your life, right? To accept that the only thing that you should do it is end this relationship, right? And you have a hard time to accept it. So you stay in this Two of Swords energy, in a stalemate position. You are not taking decisions, your intuition is screaming at you, but you know that if once you accept some kind of truth, then you have to make a choice, right? And you are not ready for that, right? So here there is something about the Sun seeing the truth, having the emotional intelligence and the wisdom to see the truth. It's interesting. Let's see here what we are getting with the Sun and the King of Cups. This might also be talking about you. If all of this reading, we are not talking about you, but someone that is in your energy, thinking about you, this might be talking about the fact that you have seen that this person was stuck, that they refused to see something, right? Because this is such a different energy here. This is what I feel here, that because this is also in the driving energy. So I truly feel that in fact we are talking here about someone that was in your environment or is in your environment. You know your timeline. And you see here very, very clearly that this person is guided in the worst way possible. So it might be, I said, that it's truly their environment. I also feel that it is like this person is asking all the time instead of taking the full control of their life and of their decisions. It is somebody here that doesn't trust themselves. Yeah, it feels, this is what it feels to me. Tell me here the Sun and the King of Cups. I truly feel that this represents you seeing things very clearly. And the Four of Swords in reverse. This person not listening. They are not listening. Eight of Swords in reverse. Getting out of a mental prison. Yeah, it's kind of this person. You see things. With the King of Cups here, you have awareness, self-awareness, emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, right? So it doesn't mean that you see everything about your own life, but very often, you know, I'm just saying that because there is this idea that if you are maybe in this energy that we describe as the King of or the Queen of Cups, you know, because you are emotionally intelligent, you take the best decisions, which is not the case, right? Because when you are emotionally involved, you are still growing also, right? But you might not just take decisions reactively, right? Because you have some kind of experience and wisdom and you know yourself and all those kind of things. But it doesn't mean that you don't make mistakes about your life. But very often you have the capacity to truly see and understand other people's situation, right? And here it truly feels that this is what's going on. So you are seeing here that somebody is not listening. And you might have want to take them out of this mental prison that they are stuck into. But kind of feel that this person, it's terrible, you know, when you see clearly the toxicity and the person is totally in denial, totally in denial. Yeah, and here it's touching the World card, so I kind of feel that you had to put an ending to this connection because it was stuck, there was no direction, there was nothing. Kind of feel that maybe they thought that you were advising them badly. Might be talking about someone, for example, that was dealing before with a terrible karmic or somebody that was manipulating them, isolating them, controlling them, and then you arriving with purity, truly wanting their best. They might have this resistance, thinking that you are just like the other person, right? Yeah. Okay. Anything else about this Two of Swords? Yeah, you see? They don't trust you. And it's not because you are not trustworthy. It is because of what happened to them in the past. Or because they might truly, truly trust whoever it is here that they shouldn't trust. Maybe accepting the truth, as said, it forced them to take some kind of decision that they don't want to take. Attracted here to the Six of Pentacles in reverse, they might truly, in some kind of way, and we might be talking financially, they might depend on this person, and they might also think that they wouldn't be able to stand on their own feet. Which, in fact, they might be totally dependent on this person, and the reason why right now they might not be able to stand on their own feet, it is because they are dealing with someone here that is doing their best in order for them not to be able to have anything, right? They are, in fact, asking for help and advice and guidance from someone who, in fact, is doing everything in their power in order for this person to stay weak and lost. But right now, the place that they are into, it is self-doubt, thinking that they are unable to take care of themselves, thinking that it's impossible for them to detach themselves from this person, right? Okay. And it doesn't have to be this kind of dependence, right? We might also be talking about like a wound. For example, somebody who's coming from divorced parents and they have decided that they will never ever divorce, and they are so angry on their parents because of the divorce, and for them it's just like, I will never divorce. They have always said, whatever happened, you should have fought for the relationship because there are kids involved, and and now suddenly they find themselves in a relationship with somebody extremely abusive and extremely toxic. But because they blame their own parents all the time and having those ideas that no, you have to fight and you have to fight and you have to fight, accepting that, in fact, what they should do, it is release, it is revisiting all their beliefs and all that they said and all the anger that they had towards their parents, because they might have been suffering and putting all the suffering, the blame on the parents, right? And so they didn't heal, in fact, because they blamed, they didn't heal the pain. And so now accepting this means that they need to accept something much deeper, right? Okay, let's see here the Sun in reverse. Yeah, so I understand the Sun in reverse here now. Yeah. Look. Unable to heal, unable to take emotional distance. Unable to go to a journey of self-discovery, right? Yeah. Attached, unwilling to let go, Yeah, it's difficult, right? When you see that, I'm thinking about someone here in the collective. You will recognize yourself. Yeah, dealing with a sibling that is clearly in toxicity, and the partnership is toxic, everything is toxic, right? And so you see it, and so you want to help this sibling, but there is no no place to help the sibling because the sibling is not ready to accept some kind of truth. They are holding on, they are unhealed themselves, and they are not willing to do the work. And so they are in this pool of toxicity. Obviously, they might have become also very toxic, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Something else about the sun. Tell me. Yeah. They don't realize, in fact, right, that there is here, that they are in survival mode. They don't realize that. We have the Ten of Cups. Whatever happiness they have, in fact, they consider that, you know, it's people who are saying, yeah, this is life. You know, they are they will nearly tell you that you are stupid and naive and you don't know what you are talking about, right? Because they consider that whatever they are dealing with here, which is toxic, right? It is somebody that doesn't want to see them grow. Yeah, they consider this as being happiness, right? This is how it is. You are the problem. You thinking that you don't have to tolerate abuse, right? They don't see it as abuse. They see it as normal, maybe, right? Yeah, they think that this is how it is, you know? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Let's see here what we are getting for the path shift and the change. I feel here that related to you, right? I truly feel here that you had to grieve a connection with the person that we are talking about because you might have tried to help them and they were stuck. It's like if they didn't want to see the sun in reverse, right? They are stuck. Everything is there. You want to help them, but we are talking here about someone who's stuck. They refuse to see the truth. They refuse to see the truth because if they accept the truth, they will need to make some kind of change. And they are not ready for this change, right? So I kind of feel that you have released the connection because at the end of the day, they might have been aggressive towards you even because you might have tried to help, right? I always tell you, like, we cannot force someone into seeing something that they don't want to see. We cannot force healing on other people. People see things when they are ready to see it. And it's not on us to carry their burdens, hoping that then maybe it will heal them. No, it won't. If you are carrying their burdens, why should they heal? You are carrying their burdens. There is no consequences to their actions, right? So the best thing that you can do is take yourself out of this situation. This person is unwilling to heal. Whatever clarity, you know, and here's the thing, because this person might come to you all the time and complain all the time, right? So maybe in the beginning, you just gave your ear. Maybe you thought that they wanted some kind of advice, but they don't. They don't. I kind of feel that it's a heavy energy. It is a burden in your own life because this person is stuck in a cycle. And I feel that you decided that you needed to move on because it was getting very, very heavy on you, right? Because all you can do is shut your mouth and say, ah, yes, ah, yes, ah, yes. And every time that you are seeing this person, they are just talking about themselves and whatever thing is happening in their life that is so dramatic, but they're not doing anything in order to change it. And if you are trying to help them in some kind of way, they're shutting you down, right? The issue, it's not that this person is not willing to listen, not able to listen to you, right? There is a timing. The person, it is that the issue, it is that this person is comfortable in this situation. This is the issue, right? Yeah. This is for them happiness. This is why it's heavy, right? Because having people being in difficult situation, it's fine. Having people needing time and space, it's fine. All of it is fine. It becomes heavy when for years and years and years and years, nothing is changing, right? Nothing is changing. Nothing. Like there is no evolution at all. Because we know that if we are talking here about someone who's in an abusive relationship, we know that it takes time. We know that it's difficult. But I kind of feel that people that are truly in this abusive relationship, they don't burden other people. I don't feel very often they themselves have a hard time to accept, you know? When they already start to talk, then it's already like... But still, it can take time. But here, it's truly in the energy. You feel that this person is totally stuck. 1 second, because it's getting hot. I want to put the fan on. 1 second. I will check also that I'm not moving the camera with my fan. Let's see. No, the camera is not moving. Ah, yeah, but it's not on me. Wait. Oh. It's not moving the camera. That's good. And... it's on me. Yes, okay. Let's see. The Two of Wands here. And the Page of Swords, both in reverse. So I said the issue, it is their energy, them being stuck, right? This is the issue. And we are not talking about a few weeks, a few months, right? Okay. Tell me here, the Two of Wands, Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, listen. Yeah, the change comes here when you understand that there is some kind of different option, right? Yeah. You might have become very closed off and very defensive here. Yeah, because this person is just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, and there is nothing happening. Never. It's stuck. Okay, anything else here about these Two of Wands in reverse? It really feels here to me, right, that you have tried everything in your power. Like you have searched for every possible option. But it's totally closed off. Yeah, it's totally closed off. Five of Cups. Yeah, and I feel that in those kind of connections also, because this person is always miserable, right? There is no space for you. They don't listen to you. You have no support. You feel that you cannot ask them anything because they are so miserable, you understand? So even if you would have asked, they are so miserable, so they wouldn't help, they wouldn't, you know. Okay, let's go to closure here. Tell me, closure. Ace of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles. Listen, this is very interesting. From an ace to a 10. From an ace to a 10. From an opportunity to a legacy. Listen, I don't feel that you are the person here that is stuck in this relationship, environment, right? I find that, I feel that you are the person on the side, right? I feel that you are the person on the side. But I truly feel here that there is something. This is huge. This is huge. From the Ace of Pentacles towards the Ten of Pentacles. So are we talking about you seeing an amazing potential in this person, and this is why you were fighting for it? Or is it that it is for you here something very, very important? Something, I kind of feel, you know, like the example that you won't follow, you understand? And because you won't follow it, it will bring you towards this Ten of Pentacles. That it's the experience that you have. You might have been in such a relationship in the past, right? So you have learned. But being next to it, it is seeing it differently because you are not involved. This is what I was telling you about the King of Cups, right? It's not because you are emotionally mature and intelligent and you have the wisdom that you are not falling into anything, right? Because when you are involved, then you are involved, so it's different. But it's easier to see it from the side. I feel that this is what we are talking about, that at the end of the day here, there is for you, you might have been in the midst of the relationship, or not, but I kind of feel that you might have, and then now you are on the side, so you have this desperate willingness to save this person, because you have saved yourself, right? But in fact, it might have been for you to realize the difference between it's even like giving you your flowers, right? Because you saved yourself. And here, you saw the situation from the side, right? So you are not involved the same way. So you are able to see it from a different perspective. And then you might have seen there that why you might have been stuck for some time, and also how, and giving you your flowers on the fact that you succeeded to do the switch, and it's not giving you your flowers in comparison to this person that is still stuck in the situation, right? It is just this person might have reflected on you something that you have experienced right? And this is why it was touching you so deeply. And so it just show you the path, right? That you were there in this place, stuck, unable to see, resisting every kind of advice that was given to you. And you succeeded to take yourself out of this situation, right? Because you didn't accept this as ultimate fulfillment. It was not, right? You knew that there were options here. Okay, tell me here. The Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. Justice. You see, it's like truly showing you your own evolution. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles here. The Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, the Three of Wands. Yeah, you see? Okay, I was a little bit perplexed with that because it's so strong. Coming from 1 to 10, it's a manifestation, right? There is here something very, very strong. Yeah, it's truly about your Ten of Cups, right? The Three of Wands, looking towards the future. Yeah. Okay, listen. I will leave it here. I kind of feel that it's interesting reading, right? Yeah, there is some kind of understanding I feel that you have now about I feel that there is here something about you having the bird's eye view of a situation that you have been to in the past, and that this somehow closes the whole cycle, right? Seeing it from this different perspective. You are not into it anymore. Now there is some kind of closure. I feel a closure here, right? And so you might have been in this situation for some time, trying to help this person, trying to save them, because it was hitting home for you. It was hitting home. Okay, I will leave it here. I hope that it was insightful, maybe healing, maybe allowing you to see a story in some kind of different way, which I kind of feel is healing also. If not at least entertaining. Wishing you a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye.